This video is to make you aware that we're going to start working on that old 2000 number 3, the third 2000, that we're going to start fixing it up. I'm starting another video series fixing up XR 600R 2000 number 3, and we're going to have to strip it down, clean it up, and nurture it back to health. It's going to come in phases, little by little, and start running it. I'm not in a super big hurry. In this video, we're getting started nurturing XR 600R number 3 2000 back to health. So as we take care of things I'm finding wrong, you'll be able to stay right along with it. This is a video to make you aware that we're getting started. It's coming in phases. Too many rides here. The project for over this winter. It's my third 2600. This is another very lightly used motorcycle. And I know the motor runs good, but it's got some carbureting issues. So I just need to give that bike a once-over. It's ready to go. Other than that, ready to go on a trail ride, and it's registered and it's ready to go. I'm trying to tell you. So let's have a closer look at it, okay? Alright, so once again, this is a 2000 year Honda XR 600R. It's the last year of production for the 600. And as you know, they had the color change, but basically the bike itself is just like all the previous years going back to 1991. Same stuff everywhere. So it's really handy to have the extra parts and stuff. I want to make it my regular OHV if I ever want to ride an OHV. So anyway, let's get another closer look at this. I got it over a year ago, and I've had it running. I've run it. I've gone up and down the street, but it won't run unless the choke is on. It won't idle. There's just something not right in that aspect of it. And we'll talk about that. I'm going to renew this bike, and so you want to stay tuned to the Too Many Rides channel and watch in the garage as I find out things about it and bring it up to snuff, up to my standards that I need for a reliable bike out on the trail. Okay, so let's get a look at it. It's got all the original side covers and tank and seat cover, everything. It's been modified for the street with a complete Baja Designs kit. So that means they had to put a handlebar switch on there, Baja Designs switch for ignition, and they actually had a Baja Designs headlight on it, but I have a good headlight that belongs on it, so I'm going to put that back on. Other than that, it's a stock bike, and it's not used much. Here's the amount of wear. That's not much wear. Also, you look at, if you're at a glance, if you're looking at a 600, you want to look at the pivot point on the brake and see just how much that's pivoting. I have some very worn out ones, and that just shows that they've had the piss ridden out of them. Side covers are an indicator, although you can't get away without wear on those. They always wear. Another thing to watch for is all the yellow paint on places where the factory put that stuff together. Hasn't been messed with yet. If there's no paint on it, then it's been apart a few times. So let's get a look at all the components on this thing. OEM side cover, but it is scratched a bit. Underneath that, you've got your OEM header, and then an FMF Power Core 4 for a muffler with 2 muffler mounting points. You can see that they did some electrical work when they did the Baja Designs kit. They have taken the OEM rectifier and brought it over here to the airbox, as well as put in this Baja Designs rectifier. What they had was an extreme high powered headlight for the front that they had AC or DC going to. So whatever the standard bike is, they needed the opposite. So they have a dual 100-watt system on this, which I don't know how it's wired. I'm going to remove all the extra wires and bring this back to XR 600 wires only. It'll be highly simplified, and all this street legal stuff, I don't need that on there, and I'll just save it for my parts. They put on some S&S foot pegs, so they've got nice wide foot pegs. These are not very expensive, but it's a much more improvement over the OEM foot peg. It still has the original tires on it, so that tells you how much it was run. I think I put an air cleaner in this. No, it still has the air cleaner that they were running. Some aftermarket air cleaner. I'm not sure if it's on a OEM cage or a unifilter cage, but we'll find out. This is a California model, and it had to comply with some California emissions regulations that came out in 1998. So being it's a 2000, it has an oil separator. So it's a closed system when it comes to vapors. Okay, so this was an early Baja Designs kit. They used what they call a FEI. It's some kind of energy transfer system that keeps the headlight shut off until the motor's running. So you don't waste your battery, because it just has a small battery. And here's the XR 600 wiring in addition to the Baja Designs over-the-top kit. This, it had some turn signals on it. It had a license plate, and we got to bring this all back to stock OEM. Then you've got your gas tank, which is a pretty nice tank. It doesn't have a lot of gouges. It hasn't been roughed up too much. Original stickers are completely missing off it. Looks like I need to flush the fluids. That's some pretty dirty brake fluid there. good tank. It's got a little brush guards mar, but that's not where the stickers go. It's got pretty good surface for new stickers to go on. Okay, so what's really cool is it's a complete bike. It's got the original heat shield for the oil tank, original tank rubbers, original fork gaiters. It's got the GPR steering stabilizer, which is one reason why I'd really like to run this. So there's some kind of carburation problem. They bought a brand new carburetor for it, and they paid about $450 for it. And they put it on and they still couldn't get it to run right. And I think what the main thing is they didn't realize, being a California emissions model, it's got a much smaller intake. Instead of having an inch wide opening there, instead of having an 1.25 inch wide opening, it's only 1 inch. And then as far as thickness, I think it's a 1/4 inch difference. So the hole is just that much smaller. And if you actually have the proper carburetor on here, it's going to be jetted completely different than a non-emissions model. So if they got a new carburetor and put it on there, it's not going to run. It's not going to run right. And I'm thinking that's all I got to do. So I'm going to take the bike, tidy everything up, get rid of the stuff that doesn't belong on it, and I'm going to go for a ride. It's going to come in phases, little by little. There'll be a series of videos, so you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to the channel. I'm not in a super big hurry. Keep an eye out for the next installment. And just make the adjustments I need to make this my bike. I'm going to get out and ride. It's registered right now. And someday maybe I'll do that. But anyway, let's get started with fixing this up, getting her running, and see what happens after that. Video series, fixing up XR 600R 2000 number 3. You'll be able to see me strip it down, put it back together the way I need it. Little by little. Right up to the day that it's running good and we're out on the trail. I'm not in a super big hurry. And start running it. It's going to come in phases. In this video, we're getting started nurturing XR 600R number 3 2000 back to health.